Here's a brief bulletin regarding the unbelievable latest research from Dr. John Campbell regarding the potential dangers of a new virus which killed 100% of the humanized mice that were infected with it. These mice contain human genes expressing the ACE2 receptor.
Now, last week there was published some really concerning research from China. What the researchers did was they got a virus from a pangolin. That's these charming little creatures that are so abused throughout Eastern Asia particularly. They took a virus from the pangolin and they cultured it in cells in the laboratory. And they then infected mice with it. And it killed all of the mice that had infected through brain infection. So they've generated this new virus that kills 100% of mice that it's infected with. But it gets worse, because the mice that were infected were humanized mice. Now, these are called transgenic mice. In other words, they were given some human genes. And they were given human ACE receptor genes that were expressed by the mouse. So these are essentially human ACE receptors in genes. And it was a coronavirus from the pangolin, and it killed 100% of the mice that were infected. And these are the things that they are jiggling around with in laboratories. This is absolute madness, and it needs to be banned yesterday as far as I'm concerned. The only reason I can see for doing this kind of research, the only reason I can see is as biological weapons. I really can't see anything else. So that sounds melodramatic. The researchers say it's because they're worried about spillover infection. But of course they created the virus in the first place, in their cell lines in the laboratory. So it's not a virus that's in nature to spill over into human populations. So we've got a situation where they created a virus or generated a virus. It's not that they synthesized it together, it just evolved in their cell cultures in the lab, that killed 100% of the humanized mice. Brain virus disease. Now, they don't say whether they've tested it on humans or not, but given that it was affecting human ACE2 receptors, I think the probability is it would cause viral brain death in the vast majority of human beings that it infected. This research, to me, is just an existential threat to humanity. It really has to be stopped, because the record of labs leaking all over the place, you were just reminded of a sieve. Anyway, let's give you the details, and you can make your own mind up. I'm not going to, I've told you what I think, but this is the paper here. It's a preprint, lethal infection of human ACE2 receptors in transgenic mice. So let's look at it in some detail now. So lethal infection, so it kills 100% of the mice that it infects, but remember these are humanized mice with human genes expressing human type ACE2 receptors, which of course is the receptor that the coronavirus binds into, but this is a different coronavirus, of course. Infecting of human ACE2 receptor, transgenic mice bred up with humans, which we can seriously question the ethics of this as well. What are the ethics of putting human genes into mice?